โมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะ So first of all, may I pay respect to the Buddha, to the Dhamma, and to the Sangha. May I respect the elders, the teachers, and hello everybody. Today I'm going to give the short Dhamma talk about the Vesak Day. What can we learn, what we should know when we celebrate the Vesak Day. The name Vesak, normally the common name we know is Vesak Day or Buddha Jayanti Day. But in Laos or in Thailand, we call this day as Visakha Puja Day, or the full name is Visakha Punnami Puja Day, which means the worship or celebrating or worshipping the Buddha on the full moon day of the Visakha lunar month. Like we see the term Visakha means the month of the lunar, and also puja means worshipping. There are two types of worshipping, Amisa puja and Patipati puja. Like we see on the Vesak days, many Buddhists or even others, they celebrate the Vesak day by offering the flowers, the lamps, the light, and so on. Another one is called Patipati puja. That means practicing Dhamma for the worshipping of the Buddha. This is in some monastery before the Vesak day, like 7 days before the Vesak day, they will practice the meditation before the Vesak day, because that is like Pati Puja for the Buddha. That's what they say. So there are two types of worshipping. And this day is regarded as the very important day. Why is that? Because it's recognized or regarded as the birth, enlightenment, and the passing away of the Buddha, which is happened on the same day. Therefore, it is very special. The Vesak celebration was taken or took place very long ago, and also many Buddhist countries celebrate on this day. Therefore, it's very important. Even the UN or United Nations recognize this as the very special day. On 15 December 1999, the United Nations or UN entitled this day as the International Public Holiday because of the contributions the Buddha or the Buddhism make or have made for the world. Therefore, they celebrate or regard it as the important days. When we see in every corners of the world, we see a lot of war happens and a lot of commotions in the world. So the United Nations, when they look at the religions, they found that the Buddha's teachings is the teaching for the peace. Wherever the Buddhism flourishes, then there is no war. Therefore, they see the importance of the Buddha teachings. Therefore, they entitle this day as the International Public Holiday. Even the outside of the Buddhists see such an importance of the Buddha's teachings. in another way, we can say that this is that the Buddha teachings is international, is for everyone. Therefore, we Buddhists, as the Buddhists, we also should see the importance of this day. In Thailand or in Laos, apart from Vesak Day or Visakha Day, we also have another 2 days, that is Magha Puja and Asaraha Puja. Magha Puja is also the day that we celebrate because of the important event happens. It normally took place in February. So this Magha Puja is took place because it mentions that the four things happen on that day. That is the full moon days, and also 1,250 monks gather without the appointment, and also is all those 1,250 monks were Ehi Bhikkhu Upasampada, and the last one, they all are Arahant. Therefore, because of these 4 factors gathers, then that day is very important day. And because of that, the Buddha expounded the Ovada Patimokkha and the very important teachings in Buddhism on that day. Therefore, that day is regarded as Dhamma Day. So in Thailand, in Laos, we also celebrate that day also. And another day is called Asaraha Puja. It's the day for the Sangha, because it's the day that the Buddha expounded the first sermon to the 5 ascetics. And ascetic Anya Kodanya, or Venerable Anya Kodanya, he got enlightenment. So there was the Ariya Sangha arose in the world. The triple gem was completed on that day. Therefore, Asaraha Puja is regarded as the Sangha day. So if we see in this way, Vesak Day is the day for the Buddha, or the Buddha's day. The Magha Puja is the Dhamma's day. And Asaraha Puja is the Sangha's day. Therefore, this called the 3 days for the triple gems. So as today we are going to discuss about the Vesak Day. So as I have mentioned that Vesak Day is the day that the Buddha was born, got enlightenment, and passed away. So we should learn something from this, not just celebration without any knowing, without any knowledge. So what can we learn from the Buddha's birth? So as we see the story, when the Buddha was born, he was born and then stepped on the earth with the even feet, and it's recorded that he walked the 7 steps and uttered the Asabhi Vaja, or the brave speech. He said, Akohamasami lokassa, Chetohamasami lokassa, Setohamasami lokassa. So Akohamasami lokassa, it means I am the chief in the world. Chetohamasami lokassa, I am the foremost in the world. And Setohamasami lokassa, I am the best in the world. So these are the speech that the Buddha said. And the Buddha also said other words like Antima Jati, this is the last life. Nati Puna Bhavo, there is no birth for me. But the main point we are going to discuss here is this one. Akohamasami lokassa, Chetohamasami lokassa, and Setohamasami lokassa. So the Buddha declared that he is the best. So in Dhammapada, there is one verse saying that Danto Seto Manussesu, the tame one or the trained one is the best among all or of all. So in order to be the best, the chief or the foremost, one has to undergo the training. So we, as the human beings, we have the capacity to train, to be trained and should be trained and must be trained. Without trainings, the human being could not even survive. We are very different from other animals because other animals, when they are born, some animal can walk, some animal can swim, some animal can follow their parents by the nature. So by the nature, they can survive without much training. But for the human beings, we need the training from the very beginning. If without the helping of the parents, then for sure we cannot survive. But because of the training, so from the very beginning, we have to train how to eat, we have to train how to walk, we have to train how to talk. We have to be trained how to talk. But the human beings, we have the capacity that if we train, we can be the best. Without trainings, then we cannot even survive. If you see animals, some animals, they can be trained, they can be tamed, but very limited. For example, elephants, horses, monkeys, and so forth. For elephants, we can train them to fight in the war. Like for the horse, we can train them for the race. And for the monkey, we can train them to pick up the coconut, to perform some activities in the circus and so forth. But they themselves, by their own kind, they cannot tame. They have to be tamed by the human beings. But for the human beings, we have capacity to learn, we have capacity to develop ourselves further than that. So through this process, through the trainings, then we are the best. Therefore, if the birth of the Buddha can remind us that we are the beings that can be tamed and should be tamed. So there is the things we can learn from the Buddha's birth. And the second one, the enlightenment of the Buddha. So if we see the Buddha, the term the Buddha, normally we translate it as the one who knows, or the one who awakes, and the one who is blossom. So if someone asks what the Buddha knows, then we can summarize the Buddha teachings in the Four Noble Truths. What the Buddha knows was the Four Noble Truths. Any things or any of the Buddha teaching falls into the Four Noble Truths. Whatever to be known, that is included in the Dukkha Satya. Whatever to be abandoned, that is included in the Samudaya Satya, origin of suffering. And whatever to be attained or to be reached is included in the Dukkha Nirodha. And whatever to be developed or to be practiced is included in the Dukkha Nirodha Patipada. So all the Buddha teachings are included in the Fourth Noble Truths. So we also have to develop and we have the capacity to know the Four Noble Truths. And the Buddha is awake, is the one who awake. Awake from what? It is mentioned that he is awake from the defilements, especially the avijja. And we also have that capacity to be awake from the avijja or anusaya. And his blossom, his mind is always peaceful. we also have that capacity as the human beings. We can develop ourselves to be peaceful and beneficial. Some people ask, what is the life? Alright. What is the life? So many people, even they graduated from university, sometimes they may not know what is the life. The life is to be peaceful and beneficial for the others. So that we should know, like the Buddha, when he got the enlightenment, he himself is peaceful. He also helped others to got the enlightenment and be peaceful. So if someone asks what is the life, then we can answer to be peaceful and beneficial. That is what we learned from the Buddha's enlightenment. Briefly, what we learned from the Buddha's enlightenment. And the last one, the Buddha passing away of the Buddha. It reminds us that even the Buddha, such a special person, such a mighty person, such a powerful person, who has all the knowledge, who has all the psychic power, he still subject to the death. He still passed away. And when the Buddha passed away, the Buddha said, Handadani bhikkhave amantayami vo vayadhamma sanghara apamadena sampadeta. The Buddha said, "O monks, I address you. All the conditioned things are subject to pass away. You should strive with the diligence." So what we learn from this is that all the conditioned things are subjected to pass away. That means one day we are going to die. So before we die, we should we should kill the defilement or let the defilement die first before we die. So what we learn from here is the apamada. We should strive with the vigilant or heedfulness. Apamada means living with mindfulness. The Buddha mentions that the elephant's footprint is very big. All the footprints of other animals falls into the footprints of elephants. Why is that? Because the Buddha said all other good qualities are falls into the apamada, heedfulness. Why is that? Because without heedfulness or without vigilance, then all good quality will not be practiced by us. We will ignore it. We will become lazy and not practice it. Even though we know, but if we do not practice it, then it also become useless. Therefore, apamada is very important. There are three characteristics of apamada, heedfulness. The first characteristic is that we see the importance of every moment. We see that the time is very valuable. Like the Buddha mentions, amoghang divasang kayira appena bahukena va. Don't let the day pass by in vain. We should get something from that day, either big or small, little or vast. We should get something from that day. If the one who practices the meditation, they will see the important, or each moment is important, because we don't know whether next life or tomorrow which one comes first, because we don't know when the death gonna come. So yogi or meditation practitioner, they always see the importance of every moment. Kanovoma upachaka, the Buddha mentions that don't let the moment pass by. Kanatita hi sochanti, the one who lets the moment pass by, then he will regret or he will be sorrow. So therefore, the first aspect or the first characteristic of apamada is seize the moment, or seeing the opportunity, the importance of opportunities. The second characteristic of apamada is that one is not indulged in sensual pleasure. One is not necklace. So one is always vigilant or guarding oneself without falling into evils or the corrupted way. So that is the second characteristic of the apamada. And the last characteristic is that one cultivates or develops or practices the good virtues. So one try to develop or cultivate our behavior or change our behavior to be better. And one try to develop the mind and foster wisdom. So by these three characteristics, if we try to practice this, then our life would be meaningful and beneficial. So therefore, if we see if we get the essence from the Buddha's passed away, we can get this one, that is the apamada. So to summarize this, we can see that by the birth of the Buddha, it reminds us that we are the human beings. We can be tamed, and the tame one can be the best. And by the enlightenment of the Buddha, then we come to know that we have the capacity to be enlightened. We have the capacity to be awakened. We have capacity to be blossom or joyful. And by recalling the passing away of the Buddha, then we come to know that even such a mighty person passed away. Therefore, we should not be pamada. We should be apamada, vigilant or heedful. By being heedful, then our life will be beneficial. So these are the 3 points that I want everyone to remember. On the Vesak day, we should recall these kinds of dhammas. One is the human being can be trained. The second one is we have the capacity to know and to be awake. And the last one is we should be heedful. So these are the 3 dhamma that I would like to share on the Vesak day. And I hope by this Dhamma talk, I preach by worshipping our Lord Buddha. And by this Dhamma talk, I hope everyone will get the benefit. And also by listening to this Dhamma talk, I hope everyone get the essence and brings to practice. So at the end, may everyone to be happy, healthy, and attaining Nibbana as soon as possible.